It's not turned on. There it is. Thank you, Gary. He's the man. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. May. We are going to start this concert off with our jazz ensemble that you see in front of us. This is made up of students both from the junior high and from Pinkston Middle School. This is a solely after-school rehearsing group. Mr. Garcia has been meeting with them once or so a week to try to introduce jazz band to them. It's been a very good experience for them, and hopefully whenever they come into high school here in a couple years, that'll just help reinforce our jazz band and make them even stronger. So for this portion, I'm going to go ahead and announce every single piece that we're going to play because I get to go and play trombone with them, and so I don't want to be hopping back and forth up the stairs. So we're going to start with a tune called Jazz Hero by George Vincent. This features soloists Alan Juarez and Brian Nichols. Next, we'll move to one called Mocha Round the Corner, and this will feature soloists Payson Camp, Mallory Killingsworth, Alan Juarez, and Jack Barton. Our third tune will be A Warm Summer's Night by Terry White, and we will end the jazz band portion with a piece called Tango for Jam Jam with trumpet soloist Alan Juarez, baritone saxophone soloist Easton King, and Brian Nichols on the alto saxophone. Feel free to clap after the soloists perform, and thank you again for letting these students be a part of the junior high jazz band.
Here we go. Want some of that? Yeah, don't you put it. Want some of that? Very good. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. people, make sure you have your music and get up there and get set up quickly for the concert. Wonderful.
Percussion. Do we have enough stands here? Okay, we'll go get that.
Oh, he said there's two.
Those are mine.
Golden, leave that.
What's going on, guys?
Good evening, everyone, once again. I just want to say, what a wonderful job our junior high jazz band did. Can they get another round of applause? That was awesome. As the year's winding down, it seems fitting to reflect on all that we've done this school year. We first met in August to learn how to play new marching instruments for some of us and learn our pep band music and our halftime music. We performed at 4 ninth grade football games, marched in the Gainesville Hootin' and Hollerin' Parade, marched in the Mountain Home Christmas Parade, had several students audition for All Region, and had 18 students in grades 7 through 9 qualify for Junior High All Region, performed a Christmas concert, and that ended semester 1. Semester 2, we began by splitting the junior high band into 2 smaller ensembles so we could focus on individual skills and musicianship for our concert competition. The growth that we experienced from that was enormous, and I can't wait for you to hear how we sound now that we're all put back together. Speaking of concert assessment, the junior high blue band, which was comprised mostly, it was all 8th graders, was rated excellent on stage and superior in sight reading. The junior high gold band, that was mostly 9th graders and a few 8th graders where we needed to fill in some gaps, was rated as superior on stage and superior in sight reading. After that, we had several students that performed at the Solo and Ensemble Festival that we hosted at Pinkston Middle School, several of them being rated superior and excellent for their solos or small ensembles. We've spent the rest of our time preparing for this very evening. Starting tomorrow, once this concert's done, those moving up to high school band will start rehearsing for their graduation music and their marching band music for next fall. And we begin interviews for our leadership positions, such as drum majors and section leaders for our next year's junior high band, and begin working on our halftime music and pep music. The work never stops when you're in band class, but we wouldn't have it any other way. I'd like to welcome Mr. Garcia to the podium now to introduce our concert opener.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Garcia. I'm just going to tell you about the first piece that we're going to do. Here it is. Okay. We're going to do Fanfare 1127 to open the concert. It is an energetic and fast-paced fanfare. This musical burst of energy is the perfect choice for a concert opener. This piece offers opportunities for work on dynamic contrasts, articulations, and honing your band's rhythmic precision. This will feature our alto saxophone soloist, Max Goodwin. Please enjoy Fanfare 1127. Oh, I feel like I'm running back and forth. Our next piece is going to be our percussion section. It's called Avalanche Lake. It's going to be led by Mr. Jonathan Hufford, and it's just going to be just them. No winds over here. So this is going to be kind of back from when they had their percussion concert canceled, but this will be something that features just them. So enjoy Avalanche Lake.
Lincolnshire Posy is a wind band masterwork written by Percy Granger in 6 movements, each one adapted from a folk song that he collected while in Lincolnshire, England. He wanted to keep the style of these songs the same way as it was when he heard them sung to him by the locals. A posy is a bunch of wildflowers, and Granger once wrote that he dedicated his bunch of musical wildflowers to the old folk singers who sang so sweetly to him. This next tune is called Horkstow Grange, and it comes from Lincolnshire Posy. This is adapted by Michael Sweeney. It's kept as true as it can be to the original. It's in a little bit friendlier key for younger musicians, but this is a very, very mature piece of music with gorgeous harmonies. To ask students their age to perform it is really quite a task, but every challenge that we've presented them with this year, they've been met with hard work and dedication, so I know it's something that they're capable of. This is going to feature trumpet soloist Brody Rose. We proudly present Mike Sweeney's adaptation of Horkstow Grange from Lincolnshire Posy. This next song we heard at Junior High All-Region Clinic. One of the bands performed it, and I remember I was sitting by Mr. Chetnick in the audience, and he patted me on the leg and said, "I think we should do this with our junior high band." And it's a really fun piece. They all get to pass around a really interesting melody, and the tubas get to have a really cool bass line that you'll hear throughout it. This next one is called Tripwire, and it's described by the composer as being a story that's told of a spy that attempts to infiltrate the defenses of an archenemy. Take caution, though, for every step can trigger an alarm because tripwires are everywhere. This clever work is unlike anything out there and offers some extraordinary colors. From the sneaky sound of the beginning melody to the loud and raucous sounds that later follow in the work, this is an incredible standout piece of music conducted by Mr. Jonathan Hufford. Our last piece of the evening features clarinet soloist Violet Doherty and flute soloist Alyssa Polinsky. I can't talk tonight. This is a really, really fun piece to put together, and I believe that you'll be able to hear how much the students enjoy it. So, a little background on this. This is actually the first piece of music that I ever conducted a live band to. When I was in college, it was COVID, and my conducting class was on Zoom. I had to record videos of myself conducting YouTube videos and send them to my professor. So the first time I was ever in front of a live band during my teaching internship, I got to conduct this piece of music. And so it's really special to me, and I was glad to be able to share it with the students this year. The composer writes that this opens with an air of mystery and intrigue, but the mood quickly changes as the tempo picks up and the tension mounts. The intensity is brought on by the hand claps of onlookers as it builds to an intense close. Please enjoy our final piece of the evening, Arabian Dances. That concludes tonight's performance. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for allowing your student to study music with us, and thank you for supporting music in our school. Have a wonderful evening.